Bulgaria's Equinox are giving darkness life. That performance, we need to talk about it. Are you ready? Let's do this! Equinox's first rehearsal has come to a close. You guys, we've said this many times, there's a fine line between sort of Halloween and then something called high art, and I think they made it to high art. This is atmospheric, this is dark, this is stirring, this has a unique vantage point, and yes, it's dark, but there's also light. There's hope in their voice, in their delivery, in the strobes. I feel slightly, not uncomfortable. My mind is still kind of figuring this out. They're on a raised glass platform. There's smoke. It's almost like they're, above it. They're floating above the clouds in a way.
And trend.
Yeah. But this is classier. I think they've spent more money on this with Sacha Jean-Baptiste. It's very stirring and very striking, and there's this ethnic quality with the backing singer. I forget her name, but she's doing that traditional sound. It's just so striking and almost tribal. It's like a woman howling. There's pain. There's soul and spirit. It's really striking, and people at their party drinking their booze will stop talking when this comes on. I think Trey Campbell, the first person to sing, he's so vocally on point. It's a great way to draw you in. My one concern at this point is the weird camera shots that kind of hark back to Midnight Gold, where they're cutting between the faces. They were testing different things. At one point, they morphed the faces. My favorite part is when they just pan out and you see everyone, when it's a more traditional shot, because their look is so strong, the setting is so strong, they don't need all that extra stuff. I think it stands strong enough on its own, the music, the voice, their styling. I would just say pare back the camera cuts, because you guys have got something great. Don't muddle it with that.
It's very stylish, it looks very expensive, but I don't know why people would vote for it, because it's just darkness and gloom and this toxic green and smoke, and it's like we've been taken over by our futuristic overlords, and it is miserable. And no, because
The Matrix hit #1 in many countries.
I think it's a song that people gave vibes of a music video. And if it was on television, you'd be like, that's a really good music video and it's really stylish and it would have its fans. But I don't think it offers anything for people to cling to vote for it, because it's not a party song that puts you in a feel-good mood. It's not something like 1944, which is emotional and has emotional connections to it. It's just these 5 people singing, mostly harmoniously.
Yes, they sound amazing.
They are better than when Genealogy, they're more cohesive as a unit than Genealogy were back in 2015. But I think the staging is the problem. It's just so dark. It's just blackness for so much of it, and then the way they make it bright is with this green. Why would you vote for it? There's nothing there. People at home watching Eurovision, they're not there to appreciate Sacha Jean-Baptiste's greatest hits being shown on stage, because all her usual ticks are there. I don't it probably makes the final, but I don't see a winner.
Yeah, I think with Christian Kostov, we weren't too confident last year, immediately after his first rehearsal, but you could see that there was something really good there, because all the parts were there. This feels like it's got the parts, but they're not necessarily the right ones. It gives me that Blade Runner vibe, and Blade Runner is a great film, one of the best of all time, but it never did that well actually with the public. It didn't do well at the box office. They had to re-release it about 8 times. There's all these things, and that's that thing that Hug's saying. I don't see who's necessarily going to vote for this. The other thing is that I kind of get the feeling that it's a very high art X Factor group performance. And I mean that in the best possible way, because they're all 5 amazing solo singers. And actually there are points where you do get that harmony, but there just isn't. It feels like there's still something missing. It's better than Genealogy. They have that more connection, and they look like they're enjoying themselves on stage, even though it's that dark, gloomy. You can feel that they're feeling it. Trey, is he the guy who won first? He killed it. I would love actually just to see him perform, because he is amazing. And vocally, I can't fault that. I think particularly the backing vocalist was really good at parts, because she was be doing more than we thought, is what I'd say.
I think Jeanna's resting her voice.
Yeah, hopefully that's why. Yeah, I think that there is a lot of good here, but I can't see particularly how they're going to change it. It needs like a moment at the end where it gets light, or there is that little extra something, because that blue-green thing, it's very reminiscent of the music video, but it's just sort of missing something.
Well, I must say, as we sit here and talk about it, I'm hearing that boom, 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 boom. You know that thing? I still don't know the word for that. Like there's a metallic clang thing. It's running through my head. This song does get stuck under your skin.
Yeah.
So in the recap, that's going to play to its favor. Let's just agree on this. It's sailing through to the final. I don't see this not going through.
I'm not certain.
I wouldn't say sailing.
Y'all, this is sailing through. This is strong. I think the voices blend so well. Even when JJ and Johnny come in, they're doing their thing too. Like, vocally, this is just on point.
But like back in 2016, we had Greta Salome, and she crashed out. And the big thing that nobody could work out, and everybody kind of in the year since, the consensus has been that the staging was too gloomy, was too dark. It didn't connect with people because it was just so dark. This is like Greta Salome's staging thrown into a black hole, and then like more darkness and like oil and black paint and everything. It's just so
But I think that gives this such a unique flavor, because everything else today, you know, we've had the happy, I mean, I loved Estonia, very happy, very bright. We had Netta, very club, very bright. You know, even Eugen is uplifting. This song is dark, and this is the first dark song we've had. There's a tonality, a difference, a point of difference, which makes it memorable.
But I can't think of any dark songs like that have really done well at Eurovision.
like,
But maybe this will set the trend.
Yes.
no, Jamala was dark. It was very downbeat.
Winner.
But then she had the moment, and there was the moment of hope and light.
Yeah.
They kind of have a moment where there's bright lights behind them, but it's not bright enough, and they're just singing about love beyond the bones. That there's nothing substantial for them to have their hope. Whereas Jamala was overcoming genocide.
Yeah, there's not a tree moment. There's not a tree moment. But perhaps in the edits, they're going to give more of a visual tree moment. Do you know what I mean? Like maybe in their cuts, they can take us to that climax. The woman does. I don't want to say she dies at the end, but she's like that. You know that, and it is striking and it is powerful. It's like someone crying out. It's a Chai Rona Nishalu Albania 2012 moment. I do take your points. It's going to be curious to me to see how different cultures react to this, because this has such a strong ethnic flavor. I'm wondering if that will really play to their strength in particular regions.
But an ethnic flavor from where?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know. For me, I can't identify it. But perhaps people in the Bulgarian diaspora, or perhaps people in the parts of the Balkan region, I don't know. It's beyond me and above me, but I think that it will reach out to people. There is a tribal spirit, a DNA element. People have this kind of music in their DNA, and they will vote for this.
Here's the thing, I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I just didn't think it was outstanding great. Kind of almost what we've come to think of Bulgaria after Christian and Polly. But also, like I said, Christian didn't wow us with his first rehearsal last year. So maybe in a few days' time, it'll be, they've got it together, they know what they're doing, this is it.
Bulgaria is not complacent. They tweak, they adjust, because they got rid of Christian Kostov's squiggles, remember?
Yeah, and Sasha Jean-Baptiste, again, they worked with Isaiah and made that as best they could.
They're going to mix this up. I'm confident things are only going to go up from here. In any case, that is what we think. What do you think? Are you excited by the clip that you've seen of the performance? Do you think this is a contender to win? Let us know here on wiwibloggs.
Make sure to like the video.
And subscribe and hit the notifications.
Blago Daria. We'll see you later. Bye!